Nala squirmed in her seat, her bright eyes searching the cozy restaurant for any sign of relief. Daddy, I really need to go potty, she whined softly, her little voice tinged with urgency. Her small hands fidgeted with the frills of her pink dress as she squirmed. Daddy, a gentle giant with a loving smile, took Nala's hand in his and looked at her with understanding. I know, baby girl, we'll go soon. Just a little longer, okay? He murmured, his warm eyes filled with adoration for his little princess. But Nala's patience was running thin. No, Daddy, now. She squeaked, her cheeks flushing with embarrassment. Suddenly, a few tears welled up in her eyes, and she let out a soft whine, her distress evident. Sensing her escalating distress, Daddy smiled reassuringly and scooped her up into his arms. All right, sweetheart, let's make a quick trip to the potty and then we'll head home, okay? He cooed, carrying her towards the restroom. But just as they reached the restroom door, Nala let out a loud, uncomfortable groan, her face contorted in discomfort. Daddy, it's coming, she cried out, her voice tinged with panic. Panic flared in Daddy's eyes as he hurriedly pushed open the restroom door, his heart racing as he settled Nala down on the toilet just in time. Nala let out a relieved moan as she finally found the sweet release she so desperately needed. After Nala was cleaned up and feeling much better, Daddy carried her out of the restroom, her arms wrapped around his neck as she nestled against him. I'm sorry for making a scene, Daddy, she whispered, her voice tiny with remorse. Daddy chuckled softly, planting a gentle kiss on her forehead. It's okay, baby girl. Everyone has moments like this. Let's go home and get you all snuggled up, all right? He murmured, his voice soothing. As they exited the restaurant, Nala snuggled closer to Daddy, feeling a mix of embarrassment and relief. She looked up at him with wide, innocent eyes. Thank you, Daddy. I love you, she whispered, her heart filled with affection for the man who always took care of her. Daddy grinned down at her, adoration shining in his eyes. I love you too, my sweet Nala. Now let's get you home and tucked in, he said, his voice filled with warmth and love. Once they were home, Daddy carried Nala to her cozy bed, tucking her in with her favorite stuffed animals surrounding her. Good night, my little princess, he murmured, planting a soft kiss on her forehead. Nala's eyes sparkled with love and trust as she gazed up at Daddy. Good night, Daddy, she hummed, her voice filled with contentment as she snuggled into her blankets. Daddy stood by the door, watching Nala drift off to sleep with a tender smile. Then, with a final adoring glance at his sweet little girl, he turned off the lights and left her to dream peacefully. The next morning, Nala woke up to the smell of pancakes and Daddy's cheerful laughter drifting from the kitchen. She skipped out of her room, feeling refreshed and eager to start the day with her favorite person. Good morning, Daddy, she giggled, running into his strong embrace. Daddy wrapped her up in a warm hug, peppering kisses all over her face, making her giggle and squirm with delight. Good morning, my little sunshine. Daddy chuckled, ruffling her hair affectionately. Nala beamed up at him, feeling a surge of happiness and love in her little heart. After a delicious breakfast, Daddy took Nala to the park, where they played on the swings, had a picnic, and even took a leisurely stroll through the blooming flower garden. As they walked hand in hand, Nala skipped along, her laughter ringing out like delicate bells. Daddy, look at the pretty flowers. Can we stay here for a little longer? She pleaded, her eyes sparkling with wonder. Daddy chuckled and ruffled Nala's hair. Of course, baby girl. We have all the time in the world, he said, warmth and affection lacing his words, as he took in the sight of his little one filled with innocent joy.